Hello my amazing whitey family, welcome back to my channel. How are we all doing? As for me, I am doing great and I trust you are also doing great and keeping safe. Today on the menu, we'll be making together chicken stew. I'll be showing us a different way to which I prep my peppers, so if you're interested, stay tuned. To my returning subscribers, I appreciate your amazing support. And to the new ones here, please do consider clicking the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to all, so whenever I upload a video, you'll be notified and you also come watch it. So let's get right into the cooking process. So I'll be using just one bed for this chicken stew. It's actually a soft bed, like a soft chicken. I'll be cutting into 8 parts, wash and dry parts with paper towel. That is done now. So what we want to do now is to season it. I'm seasoning with salt, turmeric, black pepper, thyme as well. I'll just make sure that all of this seasoning is rubbed properly into the chicken. And then I'm also going to add ginger and garlic and onions, but that is a bit wet because I blended that as fresh ingredients. So I will now add that to the chicken. This chicken I prepped a night before I made the chicken stew. So after seasoning the chicken, I just covered and put in the fridge overnight till the day I made the stew, which was the next day. So now to the other ingredient, that is liquid tomatoes that I'm going to use to blend the rest of the ingredients. You will notice that I have an oven tray already lined with aluminum foil. I want to actually roast these peppers in the oven to give it that smoky buka stew taste. So on the tray I have ginger, garlic. I have just 2 scotch bonnet peppers because peppers are quite very hot. So I'm just cutting all of my ingredients into small bits. You notice that my paprika, I remove all of the seeds inside, just like you have your tatashe. We don't have tatashe here, so that's what I use. The paprika, I took out all of the seeds inside of the peppers because I don't like to actually use them. So I'm just going to cut them into small, not really small, just into 3. I'm going to do the same thing to my tomatoes. I have 5 pieces of romaine tomatoes in there. So all will go into the oven tray and I'll be grilling in the oven on 250 Celsius for about 35 minutes. And then we'll come back to this. So while this will be in the oven after prepping, I'll go on to fry the chicken now. So I'm having oil in the pot. The chicken I'm using is not a lot, so I just use a small pot to fry them. I like to add garlic into my frying oil, garlic and onions. So now when the oil is hot, I dropped in my chicken. We'll just fry, and when that is done, by then the peppers will be ready. We'll now move on to that. You can as well also grill your chicken, but at this point I just wanted to fry and let that fried chicken taste. I was yearning for it, so that's why we're making fried chicken stew today. So you can grill as well if you feel that this isn't very healthy for you. And you can fry the way you like, very dry or not really very dry, whichever way you prefer your chicken. Now the peppers are ready. This is just what it looks like, or it will look like if you do roast your peppers. Do not mind the black parts. Once you blend, you won't even see them in the stew. You see the color of the stew, you can't even tell, but the taste is wonderful. I'm going to be blending with that liquid tomatoes I showed you guys earlier. One beautiful thing about the smoked peppers is that it comes out very thick, as if you actually parboiled it after blending. You know, like when we blend our peppers fresh, we now parboil to thicken before we actually use it to cook. At this point, you don't need to do that. So now everything is ready. I have my chicken stock, although not from this chicken, from another chicken I had in the fridge already. I have my onions, and now we are ready to start cooking. I'm using the same oil I use in frying my chicken. All I did was strain it out with a strainer so that we don't have particles in it. And then the next thing I did was to add my onions. We are going to saute for a bit, and then we are going to add other seasonings that we're using. For this particular stew, I'm not going to add so much of seasoning. I just added a bit. I had also my salt, and now I'm adding the blended pepper into it. Because this blended pepper is thick, I'm adding seasoning cubes at this point as well. Because this pepper is actually very thick, I'm going to be adding the stock water almost immediately. I don't need to say I want the pepper to fry until it's dry, because already it was smoked. You understand? So I'm adding the stock water at this point as well, and we're going to allow it cook to boil. I forgot to add my curry at the beginning when I was adding the other ingredients to the fried onions, so I'm going to add it at this point. So when it's boiled, I added the chicken. Sorry guys, I lost the clip to me adding the chicken to the stew, but when it was boiled at this point, if you notice, you can see the chicken already. I had added the chicken at this point. It needed more seasoning when I tested, so I just added one more cube of seasoning. So we are going to allow it cook. It's almost ready. By the time the oil settles on top and the oil is actually very clear, then we'll know our stew is ready. This does not require cooking for too long because we roasted the peppers and the flavors from the chicken. Oh my goodness guys, this stew tasted so good, like I could not have enough of it. This tasted really good. So our chicken stew is actually ready. Thank you so much if you've watched to this point. Do not forget to give me a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. See you in my next video. Bye bye. Love you guys.